Hey guys, it's Bethany and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing this spooky glam purple and blue clown tutorial. I'm really excited. Halloween's getting closer. I wanted to do something a little bit creepier than I normally do. I'm terrified of clowns, so I thought I would make myself into one. Obviously this is a little more glam than creepy, but it was a lot of fun to create. I know these are going around like crazy on the internet right now, and it was just a whole lot of fun to create. So yeah, don't want to keep you too long because this might be a really long video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, don't forget to give this a big old thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, happy Halloween! So my foundation and concealer are already done, and I'm starting with the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, and I'm mixing all three contour shades to get a dramatic shading. And I'm using a fluffy face brush, and then I used a very dense brush on the deepest shade to make the contour very dramatic, and then I'm blending all that out with a fluffy brush. Next, onto eyebrows, I used this NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Chocolate. I meant to go a little bit darker, but I grabbed this one instead. That's okay, but I just used this to outline my brows before filling them in with something else. Then I'm using the black from the Tarte Amazonian Clay Dual Liner, and I'm using a angle brush, and I'm just filling in the brows to make them super black. Then to blend the front hairs in, I'm using a bit of black shadow over the liner just to kind of blend those hairs in. Now moving on to the eyes, I used this MAC paint pot in the shade Soft Ochre, and I used this as an eyeshadow primer, and I used a small dense brush to blend it out all over the lid. Then going into this Morphe 35N palette, I'm using this peach shade as a transition shade, and I applied that with a fluffy brush into the crease. And then also doing the same with this burnt orange shade, and I'm working that into the crease as well. And next, I'm going into the Urban Decay Electric palette, and I'm dipping into this teal shade called Gonzo, and I'm working that into the crease with a fluffy brush and blending that out. Then I used this cobalt blue in the shade Chaos and a flat synthetic brush to pack this color onto the lid. And taking that same color on a fluffy blending brush, I'm working that into the crease to blend the color out so that there's no harsh lines. Then, moving on to the left eye, I'm going into this bright baby pink shade, and I'm using a tapered blending brush and working that into the crease. And then doing the exact same with this grape purple shade. Next, going back into the electric palette, I dipped into the shade Urban and packed that onto the lid with a flat brush. And then taking that same shade and working it into the crease to blend it all together. Next, I used this Morphe 35B palette and I used my ring finger to apply this aqua color to my lid. Then going back into that same gel Tarte liner as before, I'm using a small liner brush and creating a very dramatic wing starting at the inner corner. Then moving on to face paint, I used my Wolf Face Art Hydro Color paints. These are activated by water, and I started out with the black, and I am using a small detail brush to create triangles above my eyebrows, and then I am filling them in. And then I'm just repeating that on the other eye, just doing the same thing, and I am making sure they match up as I go and just adjusting it if I need to. And then I dipped the back of my paintbrush into the black paint, and I used that to create the dots on the ends of the triangles. Then I'm doing the exact same thing under the eyes, but I'm not going right up to the waterline because these are not made for that, and it's not safe to put them that close to your eye. So I left some space. Then going back into the gel liner I used before, I'm filling in the open space I left under my eye near the waterline, and I'm also using it to connect it to the wing liner that I did before. And I also added the 2 small dots on my cheeks. Next, for the nose, I drew out a circle with black eyeliner and then I filled it in with the black face paint, making sure to leave a little space for a small highlight. And then I just filled in that little highlight area with white paint. Then going back into the shade Urban, I applied it with a very light hand under my right eye, and then I buffed it out. Then with a heavier hand, I went closer and closer to the black for some dimension. And then doing the same on the other eye, just with the blue shade. And I'm first going in with a light hand and very lightly, and then darkening it up as I go. Next, for the lips, I tried to blend the colors together first, but it just didn't work, so I just mixed them together with a brush, and then I applied the blue liquid lipstick all over, which is from Colored Rain in the shade Royal, and then with a brush, I took Run the World by NYX, the liquid suede collection, and then applied that into the center and blended it out. Then I'm taking the shade Jilted from the Electric palette and I'm applying that to the center of my lips. Next, I'm using this NYX Liquid Suede in the shade Alien, and I'm using a small detail brush, and I'm lining my lips in black, and then adding it to the outer corners as well, and then pulling it out on the sides to create that creepy clown smile. Now moving on to the neck piece. Honestly, I wanted to do so much more with this, but I was just running out of time and I just didn't have time to finish it, and so I just did it as fast as possible, and it's kind of hard to see what I did here, but I took black fluorescent paint and I quickly painted under my neck and chin, and then taking purple paint, I created stripes to look like Clown or Joker's costume for like the neck piece. Then I used the teal to do the same and fill in the open spaces. I did this so fast, it looks horrible, but I guess it's better than nothing. Then going back to the face, I'm applying the Too Faced glitter glue on a brush and applying it to the inner corners of my eyes. And then taking this blue body glitter by Bitsy and applying it on top of the glue. Next, I'm taking these dramatic blue false lashes that I got from the Halloween section at Walmart, and I'm applying those using the House of Lashes lash glue. And then moving on to the hair, I took it down and then separated my hair into two parts. And I'm not being too precise with this in this process. And then I put it up into two pigtails with elastics. And then with a brush, I'm just teasing the crap out of my hair and making the pigtails as big, goofy, and poofy as possible.
Life itself is only a vision, a dream. Nothing exists save empty space.
Then I have this purple and blue hairspray color, but I did this outside because this stuff is stinky and messy. And wha-bam, I have crazy colored hair. Then I put in these creepy Manson white contacts, and I will say if you're going to get contacts, I recommend you going to your eye doctor and getting your exact measurements before you purchase any. And then to finish off this look, I'm adding this cool little top hat headband that I also got at Walmart. And this is the finished makeup. Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope that you guys liked this tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and happy Halloween! It's not me. Tutorial, and we are doing this. Oh, I'm crying and I didn't even know it. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween. In this town we call home. I've been doing this for too long.